Okay, I am at the Lafayette Cemetery in Lafayette. It's actually really nice. It's really well kept. So I'm noticing that there's a lot of people that are buried together here. There's one over there. And then there's also a lot of people from World War II and World War I. So that's kind of super interesting. This is one of the really cool gravestones that I saw. It's very intricate. It goes along with Anna Thomas. Okay, so these two are two of the most recent deaths from what I can tell, so of what everything I've seen. So there's 2020, and then I'm gonna assume that that is very recent because there's no headstone yet. So there's also a lot of gravestones that just don't have dates on them, like just last names or doesn't say anything. So that's interesting. The ages and life expectancy at this cemetery were very interesting. There were graves dating back to the 1900s all the way up to the current day. This husband and wife were buried together and they passed pretty close together. Melvin, the husband, lived to 70 and Carol lived to 68. A lot of the married couples I saw that the wife usually lived longer than the husband, but that was not the case here. In the textbook, it talks about how women usually live longer than men. I saw one gravestone of a woman that lived to 101. The dates and expectancy were all over the place here, and I couldn't really quite find a pattern. This headstone made me especially sad because the boy Jonathan was only one. In the 1990s, the book talks about how a lot of children were passing away. I don't know the cause of Jonathan's death, but it's still heartbreaking. I like the way that they did his headstone because I think the puppies show some of his personality. There were quite a few children buried here, and most of them had passed in the 1990s. So this grave is the reason, basically, that I came here, because there's a lot of lore associated with this grave and this man's death. So this is Theodore, or Fedor, which is written on his gravestone, and he died in 1918 from the influenza epidemic. And you can't really see because it's engraved because it's very old, but there's a lot of rumors and talk that goes around about this, saying that he was a vampire and he was an immigrant from Transylvania. And on here it is engraved with Trantifor, which is the Romanian word for rose. And the legend has it that he was dug up by settlers, and he had blood on his teeth, and his fingernails were still growing even after death. And apparently they dug him up and they drove a stake through him. And they say that this tree over here grew from where this stake was put through his heart. And whenever you come, you're supposed to leave a coin or something. And as you can see, people have left a lot of stuff. Like there's a lot of coins and random stuff. There's a lighter. He might have really liked My Chemical Romance. So yeah, this is really what I was here to see, and this is what stood out the most to me.